This video is brought to you by VolunteerAudio.com, your #1 source for all things Harley-Davidson audio. From individual radios, speakers, and amps to complete plug-and-play amp and speaker systems, we've got you covered. And once you've ordered your package from Volunteer Audio, it includes lifetime tech support. And we have the very best step-by-step installation video so you can install it yourself and save money. Hello, I'm Jay, owner of Volunteer Audio in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. I've got my good friend Tony Robinson. He's from Bootlegger Harley-Davidson, but he was a friend of mine before then. He's got a new bike. We're going to do some audio in it, but first, let's find out what all he wants and why he's doing it.
Well, as you guys probably have seen, Jay did my 09 back. It's been, what, about 2 years now.
Yeah, we've got a whole YouTube series on his 09 Street Glide. We did an interfering change, a new radio. We did subwoofers. We did multiple amps. I mean, it was a huge build.
Everything. And the bike still sounds amazing to this day. So I was recently promoted at the dealership, and I thought representing the dealership in a little bit more current light. So I reached out to the owners, and we worked something out. So I got a 2020 Ultra Limited that has the stock GTS radio in it. And first thing I did was call Jay. I was like, man, come on, we got to do something. So here I am.
So we kind of got this normal thing most people get when they buy a new bike. They're excited about it. Sounds pretty good there. They go down the road. Then I get a call. My new bike sounds terrible.
I wasn't excited about the stereo when I got it.
I knew you weren't. You've heard enough of it. You've heard enough of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a big Hertz Stage 4, what we call our ultimate build. It's the same build we did on Billy Lane's bike. Now, you probably didn't see Tony in the video, but Tony was here during that video. He got to hear it. He got to check it out. It was an awesome time. We're going to do the same thing to his bike. For now, we're going to keep the GTS radio. We're going to flash it. There's a future radio that I want to put in this bike. It's going to be a little later on this year. We're going to do the Hertz SP 4.900, the big 1,000-watt RMS, 2,000-watt peak, a lot bigger amp than we did in your 09. But we're going to stick with the same Hertz speakers. We're going to do the SX165 Neos and the Fairing, SV165s, and the Tour Pack. That's the mid-bass. It's going to give us some really good full sound. But to make it sound even more full, to give us more bass, we're going to add a precision power drop-in sub, just like we did on the Billy Lane Ultimate build. That's going to go in the left bag. Now, I've got a rock star team here. I've got Robbie. I've got Scotty. I'm going to be working on it, I think, in about an hour and a half. With 3 guys that know what they're doing, we can get this knocked out. Yeah, you get the clock. You keep up with it.
Even right.
So Tony's already rode down the road at highway speeds. That's when we really want to know what something sounds like. He wore a GoPro for us, and he's got footage of the sound at that 50, 60 plus mile an hour range. 80 mile an hour range. And when we're done, we'll have him do it again, and we'll share that at the end. So definitely watch the highlights and the rest of this build. Listen to the end result, but also check out those before and after highway speed clips. I know that's what you're really worried about and why you're watching this video to begin with. But enough talking. Let's get to work. You gonna help?
Yeah, I'll strip some screws.
All right, let's get to it. All right, so let's go over everything we're doing in Tony's build. I want to go over in detail because this build is going to go very, very fast. We do this all the time, and with the right parts, you can do this installation without wasting a lot of time. So we're going to start with our full plug-and-play amplifier. This is the SP 4.900. That's that big 1,000-watt RMS, 2,000-watt peak amp. It's going to go in the fairing, and with this awesome built-in plug-and-play harness that we make here at Volunteer Audio, installation is going to be very, very easy. Now, the amp was pre-set up on an oscilloscope ahead of time, just as if you ordered it from us in one of the stage packages. So gains are set, filters are set. We're not going to waste any time on that in this install. We're also going to be replacing the rear speakers, the factory little low power speakers with these 200-watt RMS, 400-watt peak, Hertz SV165 Neo mid basses. We're also going to put new grills on those as well as we do that. In the fairing, we're going to get the SX165. That's the 6.5 with the tweeter in the middle. We want some more highs, some more treble from the front. These are going to drop right into those factory pods, and they're going to sound amazing. They're 100 RMS, 200 watts peak, but we're going to throw about 190 RMS to them, so they're going to scream. Then we have our precision power drop-in sub. Now, what's awesome about this, amps pre-installed, woofers pre-installed, all the wiring is completely plug-and-play for the bike. All we're going to do is drill 15 holes in the bottom of the bag and install these hydrophobic bushings. They're going to let the sound and the air out, but they're not going to let water in. It's going to give us that really deep, low bass that we're normally missing. Also going to do new grills in the fairing to match on those upper speakers. So enough said, we don't have a lot of time. About an hour and a half from now, hopefully we'll have the build done and we'll be listening to it. So hang out as we tear this bike apart. The guys are blowing the bike apart. They're making huge progress. We've already got the bag off, got the lid removed. We've got our template on top for our sub. So what we're gonna do is, it's gonna come with a paddle bit. I use a hole saw. We're gonna mark out and drill 15 holes in the bottom of the bag and install our bushings. I'll be back with you in a minute with a bunch of holes cut, show you how those go in. All right, so Robbie's moving really quick. He's already got the pods off the front of this Street Glide. Actually, I'm sorry, Ultra. His Ultra Limited, he's got the pods off. If you want to see how to do this step by step, definitely go to volunteeraudio.com. Top of the page, we have a link to step-by-step install instructions where we break down 98 to 13 Street Glides, 98 to 13 Road Glides, 14 and newer Street Glide, Ultra and Electric Glide, and those 14 and newer Road Glides, actually 15 and newer because they didn't make a 14. Either way, all those step-by-step videos are there, little short clips, easy to follow along with to get you how to do this. I know we're going fast. We didn't show you all those steps. But we've got our pod out and we've removed this amazing speaker. Look at this. There's a reason you can't hear these at 45 miles an hour turned all the way up. But we're going to be putting in a much better built, heavier duty Hertz speaker. This Hertz SX165 Neo has a neodymium magnet. It's extremely powerful while yet being still lightweight and small. So it's going to fit in this pod without any modification needed. It's also going to handle a lot more power because of that strong magnet. This one won't stick to metal. This one will hold itself pretty much to the metal. So a big difference in the amount of power we have on our magnetic properties. It's also going to drop directly into our pod with no modification needed. A lot of the other ones, you've actually got to cut, modify to make your speaker fit. But we're going to squeeze these terminals a little tighter, make sure they don't come off, get them connected, bolted in, start going back together. All right, so we got our holes drilled in the bottom. We got our sub set in place. I've marked out and put our 2 wires out for our power and our signal to our amp. Lid's back installed, ready to go back on the bike. Now we just got to do a little bit more on the bike. Robbie's already got the front speakers in, front grills changed, radio back in. Scotty's got the rear speakers in. and we're just feeding some wiring. We are flying. We're about 40 minutes into our hour-and-a-half challenge. So let's keep working. All right, so again, moving quickly, I'm flashing the radio, or actually just flashed it to a boom 6-speaker 2-amp flash. That fixes that terrible EQ that's in the radio, makes it quit changing the EQ while the bike is running. So previously it would sound different sitting still than the engine on. Also turns on rear speakers if you didn't have them. This bike already had it. And it turns that radio down to a proper signal for our new Hertz amp in the fairing and our precision power drop-in sub. So that is done. As you see, we're making really, really good progress. Keeping on, keeping on. Now I'm gonna flash on Apple CarPlay. That way his phone will work without a whim. You can do that with your Techno Research Programmer also. Once we do that, looks like we're gonna be getting some more panels put back together. Yep, turn it off. All right, so as usual, we got a couple guys standing around, one working, but we have just about finished. What's our time right now?
1 hour and 17 minutes.
1 hour 17, so we kind of beat that hour and a half all to pieces, but understand this is probably normally a 5-6 hour job minimum by yourself. I've got 3 guys working on it that have done tons and tons of bikes, and we do 300 plus, yeah, I know, you cleaned that little spot for us. We do about 300 plus bikes a year minimum, so this is just the same repetitious thing over and over. Tools are perfectly laid out, everything's laid out, everything's preset. We're super fast at it. But, Robbie, did you just finish? Oh, 2 more screws. We're so close. We're almost done. So we just did a polarity test. I want to talk about that because it's super important. We didn't talk about each step of what we did, but I'll tell you, when you get done with your Harley, you need to turn on the system. You need to take a polarity test tool. You need to play our polarity test track on YouTube. It's under volunteer audio. It's going to make some little clicks and pops, and you're going to hold this in front of each speaker. It's going to let you know if all your speakers are firing the same direction. When we got done, our front 2 fairing speakers were opposite. So Robbie's putting the fairing back on because we pulled the fairing, unpinned and repinned our connectors. Oh, we're done now. We had to swap those front speaker wires so that our front speakers were in phase with our tour pack and our sub. So everything is working together. Definitely check out. We did a video explaining the tool, showing the process, and we have a track you can play through Bluetooth because these tools normally come with a CD, and we know you can't play a CD in your Harley. We're ready to hear it.
1 hour, 18 minutes.
1 hour, 18 minutes, and we have finished Tony's build. And all right, so we got the bike done. I couldn't do it without our dream team. Robbie, thank you so much. Scotty, hour and 18 minutes to do what would normally be, if I did it by myself, realistically, without the subs, a 4 or 5 hour job with one man. Subs adds maybe a couple more hours, so we flew through this and it turned out awesome.
Thank you, Eric. Man, trying to capture these 3 working.
Yeah, no way did Eric get everything that was going on, but maybe we'll do a live video before long. I'd love to do a live, well, maybe we can figure out a giveaway or something, get somebody in here. what do you think? Would you like to see a full live install start to finish? We'll do maybe a Friday night, do a YouTube live. But just wanted to mention these guys. I know they were in here, but want to show them to you again. Let's check it out. Let's listen to it. What?
What'd you say? Impressive.
Yeah.
Very. You know, I thought the 09 sounded great.
Yeah. 09 had 3 amps, 2 subs.
Had 10 speakers
10
on it.
speakers. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
This sounds amazing. I tell you what, you put your hand in underneath that speaker for where the sub is, it's better than using one of those bathroom dryers to dry your hands off.
There is a lot of air coming in and out of that enclosure. That's great because it's letting that bass out. It's giving us that full sound. But system is super loud, super clear. Again, Tony's going to go ride with his GoPro. We're going to get 60, 70, 80 mile an hour footage. We're going to tell just how loud and clear it is while riding down the road. We know that's what's important. And we want you to hear what that sounds like. Tony's going to do that for us. All right, now it's time. Let's see what it sounds like going down the highway.
All right, let's go. You riding with me?
Yeah, I'm on. No, okay. So I know you just heard the before and after footage. It sounds absolutely amazing. It's loud, it's clear. And if you want your bike to sound like this, well, we want to hear from you. Give us a call at Volunteer Audio at 1-844-30-AUDIO. We want to hear about your bike, your build, your budget, and what music genre you normally listen to. We'll build the perfect system for you so you can hear your music loud and clear heading down the road. Now, one of the beautiful things about our drop-in sub, a lot of you want low-end bass. I want to just reiterate, this sub can be taken out. So if Tony's taking a trip to Daytona or somewhere far away, we know he's going to trailer it, but if he were to ride it, we could pull that sub out and have some extra room.
Just like '09. When you said 2 subs, I said I'll get a tour pack for it.
Yeah, so he's got plenty of room. He's ready for all occasions. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please like it. By liking it, it's going to move us up in YouTube search results. That's going to allow other people to see it. If you want to get a new Harley, go to Bootlegger, Harley Davidson, Knoxville, Tennessee. See Tony. He'd love to see you. He'd love to let you hear his bike. I'm sure he's wrote it in most days if the 09's there. No, he's going to ride this one. This is his comfort bike. He's getting a little older. But definitely go see Tony at Bootlegger. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see the latest in Harley audio as it comes out. You want to see how to install it and how to use it after you've got it. Make sure and subscribe to Volunteer Audio. Check out our website, volunteeraudio.com, for the very best plug-and-play packages, as well as the best step-by-step videos for whatever your model bike you have and whatever you're trying to do. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. Just so you know, we do charge more if you help do the install, Tony. I appreciate all the help and the extra income. I appreciate it a lot.